Hello and welcome to the Downsized. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And this is our chance to do our weekly weigh-in. This is the time when we tell you all about what's going on in our lives. We give you the numbers by the scale, the up, the down, the sideways, the terrors and the happiness.
Terrors?
Terrors and the happiness. That's exactly
terrors.
Right. Some days that scale is terrors.
You know what? It's less of a terror for me now than it has been for the majority of my life. But yeah.
So what is today's date?
Today is Sunday, March 16th, 2025, and this is our weekly weigh-in.
Before we jump in, let us first say we will address some Mochi questions at the end, so hang around for the end. And as always, we are not doctors, so if you want to start or change your healthcare journey, your medication, what have it, make sure you talk to your doctor and get a plan that's personally made for you. We're just a husband and wife suburban team who's done well with medication.
Yeah, so we are literally that. We're not doctors, we're not pharmacists, we're not journalists, we're not attorneys. We work in marketing. This is our 75th week on the GLP-1 medication. I've been on compounded tirzepatide for my whole journey. I think I've taken 3 branded shots in the course of those 75 weeks out of Christopher's Supply. So my journey is 99.9% compounded tirzepatide. We're ending week 74. So I am currently on an 8.8 milligram dose of compounded tirzepatide. My starting weight was 193 pounds. My weight last week was 140 pounds. 140.4, and oddly enough, my weight this week is the same exact weight at 140.4.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. It's kind of like when you go to the grocery store and the value ends in zero, like $194 even. My joke is always, does that mean I get it free? Sadly, that has never been the case.
No.
Anywho, last week 140.4, this week 140.4, so no change from last week, down 52.6 pounds overall. We began our journey on September 29th of 2023. Like I said, this is the end of our 74th week. Might be 75th week. I think I dropped a week somewhere in there. But anyway, so this past week, we weren't traveling. We're at home. Our kids are home from spring break this week, so we did a couple of different things this week. I was a little bit more active, I think, than I normally have been. I probably ate and drank a little bit more than I probably normally do, so overall I guess the effect was a net zero. I'm 5'4". I'm a 55-year-old mom of 3. My birthday is this week, so almost 56. My scale app still has me at 56. It might even say I'm at 57 when I get to my birthday, which is super annoying because all my other stats are good in my scale app. But anyway, that's what's happening this week.
Perfect.
How about you, Christopher?
Good week. Certainly an eventful week. Way too much going on. Christopher Durham. I'm 56 years old. My birthday's coming up in August, so not too far away.
It's not coming up at all. It's 6 months away.
Oh,
I guess it's always coming up.
It's always coming up in August.
Our anniversary is coming up.
It is.
The end of this month. It'll be how many years? Quick, Christopher.
22.
And when's our anniversary date?
March 19th.
That's my birthday.
17th.
That's not
29th.
my birthday.
I'm terrible with dates.
He is terrible with dates. He has a great memory, except for dates like my birthday, the kid's birthday, or anniversary, and anything else.
But they've never missed a birthday present, so it's okay. All right, so 56 years old. I started with Laraine in September of 2023. I weighed 286.4 pounds. My original goal weight was 190 pounds, which I reached a few weeks ago. After I think 72 weeks, I think it was.
I don't keep a chart of your
I think so. I don't keep a spreadsheet, but I could go back and look in my app. We use the phone to film, so you're gonna have to imagine right now. Today, after I reached the goal weight of 190, I realized, that was almost 100 pounds, and might as well lose 100 pounds. And if I lost 100 pounds, I'd be basically to the weight I weighed in high school, which was 186 pounds. So I weighed myself this morning. We actually took Laraine out to dinner last night, and I was like, So the girls and I took her out for her birthday last night. I was like, it's going to be terrible. just can't do it. I'm going to be like 3 pounds up because it was a delicious dinner. Beautiful restaurant in downtown Charlotte.
Yeah. What's the name of that restaurant I went to? We can shout it out. Alicante?
Oh, Albertine.
Albertine. I want to say Alicante.
Owned by the
That's the
Kindred
place
family, Mediterranean
Albertine.
restaurant. Beautiful restaurant. Lovely food. So that was a lot of fun. So I was convinced I was going to be up. I was not up, which is good. I did wake up about 4 o'clock this morning with just terrible indigestion, and like I had one drink and it was coming back to me. You guys get it, I know. So I woke up and took a shower and then actually fell back asleep on the couch downstairs.
I think like you've been having some digestive problems for a few days this week.
I have.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I think maybe I had a little bug earlier this week.
Do you think
I
that?
do think I did.
Not medicine related? More of a...
It could be medicine related too. So I'm currently on the highest dose of compounded tirzepatide, but I've taken compounded tirzepatide, Zepbound, and Mounjaro over the course of the last 70 plus weeks. And honestly, I've lost the same amount of weight, had basically the same side effects the whole time.
You really haven't had a branded shot.
Since the cruise. Last cruise we did.
We took one on with us on the cruise, and then before that, when's the last time you had a branded shot before that?
I don't remember.
It's been months.
It's been mostly compounded.
yeah.
So I've been on that 16-6 dose. The branded was 15 milligrams. So what do you think the weight is today?
Hard to say.
Hard to say. So I woke up this morning, took a shower, and I weighed 185 pounds.
Oh.
185 pounds.
So what's that total mean?
101.4 pounds down.
101.4! Yay!
Yeah.
We clap for you.
Which puts me 1.4 pounds below what I weighed in high school, which I'm done. That's
Yeah, I'm glad that you're done. I think and I said this to you earlier today. I think it's time for you to reduce your dose.
I don't know that I'm going to go down quite yet. I'm probably going to stay on this dose for a few weeks.
It seems to be
we'll see.
Making you not feel good.
We'll see.
I don't know if it's the medicine or something else. But
I've got to schedule an appointment with my local doctor and kind of talk to him and build out a plan for maintenance and see what that looks like. So this week we took another of the same dose. So next week, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. But feeling good. Blood pressure's great. Cholesterol has been good.
So you got off both of those medications,
I did. Mm-hmm.
The high blood pressure and the high cholesterol medication. Mm-hmm. And previously, how long had you been on those medications?
25 years.
20 years, yeah.
I don't know exactly.
At least
a long
as long
time.
as we've been married.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that's good. So you were able to eliminate those 2 medications.
Yep. So yeah, and then I can't show you on my phone, but basically everything, if you look at the digital app scale, everything is in the green. So it's in the good level except BMI.
Weird.
And I would have to lose another 15 pounds to get down in.
Yeah, that just shows you how messed up BMI is. And how tall are you?
5'10" and a half.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are there different BMI charts for men versus women, or everybody's on the same?
It's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing?
Yep.
Weird.
So, I mean, we know. We've talked about BMI extensively. It's a crazy chart.
Stock into BMI. We don't put any stock into BMI.
But, you look at your app and there's like all these things, and I was in red to begin with on all of them, and I'm in green in all of them now except BMI. That one's orange or whatever color, or yellow, whatever that mid color is right now. And I looked at it, I'm like, I can't.
No, there's nothing else for you to lose. I mean, there's, yeah. Well, and that's where a lot of times, if you're looking at a weight chart or a BMI chart, you really have to just do what's best for you. It's easy to get caught up in a chart weight or a weight you were in high school or a weight
for sure.
that you're trying to get to. And sometimes your body just says, this is it right here. So I think you're there.
And honestly, when you dive into those numbers, and granted, those scales are not the most accurate thing. Everybody's going to go, but those scales. Directionally, I have a lot of data. We weigh every day. So I have the last, year and a half almost worth of data.
Yeah.
So directionally, it's going to be correct. Is it completely accurate? No, probably not. But I mean, if you do the calculations on it, my muscle, everybody's like, well, your muscle, what about your muscle? People should absolutely be concerned about their muscle, eat their protein, do what they need to do to take care of it. Mine shows down about 9 pounds.
Yeah, I lost a lot more muscle than that. So, I mean, I think, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about, these were two doctors talking about weight loss and how the body releases weight, or how you lose weight. And really what the gist of the conversation was, you can the way to lose weight is by calorie restriction, right? You can eat less, and then your body expends more energy, and the result is a weight loss. And what you eat in that calorie restriction, we've seen people lose weight eating Subway subs. We've seen people lose weight. It doesn't really matter the composition of those calories, what the one doctor was saying, as long as the calorie restriction is there. And then the other doctor was saying, well, what about protein? You have to get protein. You want to keep your muscle. And really, yes, you should definitely eat protein to try to keep that muscle. You should definitely try to lift weights and exercise to maintain that muscle. But really, at the end of the day, you can't control what your body's going to offload first, whether it be muscle, protein, or muscle fat combination. Now you want to release the fat and keep the muscle. That's the goal. And possibly by eating protein and lifting weights, that helps you do that. But in the end, your body is going to do what your body wants to do. So I lost considerably more muscle than that. I haven't looked it up, but not quite half of my weight loss was muscle, but I'd say probably 30% of my weight loss was muscle.
And I think you see that number pretty commonly, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So, and I try to eat 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. I exercise 4 to 5 times a week. Some of those workouts are with weights, so if I could have kept the muscle, I certainly would have wanted to. I certainly would have, but body's going to do what it wants to do.
Anyway, so 101.4 pounds down, and now it's just take care of ourselves, stay healthy, trying to be able to afford these medications or whatever comes along, and take care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. So you had a lot going on this week with the girls, right? So you were kind of entertaining children all week.
Yeah, one of my good friends who's a teacher was also on spring break this week, and she had one of her daughters needs to be constantly on the move, doing things.
She's a hummingbird.
They're a very active family. So we went to Topgolf and with that family, and we all took turns hitting golf balls, and there's little video type games that they have on the screen, and you can hit golf balls and kind of play these video games along. So it kind of makes it more exciting than just sitting there at a driving range all day. And it was a nice day, so the weather was good, and you're mostly outside in these big Topgolf bays, and we're not golfers, right? I used to be married to a golfer before Christopher.
Not a golfer.
So that was my only point of reference for golf. So, but yeah, it was kind of fun. I took some pictures, so we'll post some of those up, and I think the kids liked it. I have one child sitting here. Did you have fun at the Topgolf? Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to be on video.
Mm-hmm. She's not on video. And then another day we decided to go bowling, and we discovered that our local bowling alley had a special on Thursday nights where at 9 p.m. from 9 to 11 p.m. you could do unlimited bowling and unlimited pizza for $9.99 a person. So we decided we were going to do that. Now 9 p.m. is almost my bedtime because I go to bed at 10, but we figured it's spring break. We can sleep in the next day. I'm not on spring break, but whatever. So, but then I had to decide if I wanted to not eat dinner and wait till 9 and then eat pizza. So I ended up eating dinner at about 6 or 7 or something with Christopher. We had factor meals
I was not feeling good. I did not go to the bowling alley.
No, that was the day you didn't feel good. And so that's why I was wondering,
And bowling alley pizza just sounded like the most nauseating thing I could imagine.
Yeah, so we ate a factory meal and the girls didn't eat, and my friend didn't eat, and her kid didn't eat, and her husband didn't eat. So we get to the bowling alley at 9 p.m. and the leagues are still going and people are still bowling and all the lanes are full and we had to wait. And so it's like, okay. So, and then they started getting hangry. Like, we need, because they wouldn't let you pay and get they had like pizza on a buffet kind of situation. They wouldn't let you pay and get the pizza until there was a lane open. And then finally, my friend went to the desk and convinced them that we needed pizza now, or
all hell was gonna break loose.
Gonna break loose. So we ended up, and I did end up eating a piece of this pizza, and everybody was grabbing a couple pieces. I grabbed a couple pieces. I started eating it, and then I'm like, this is not the best pizza I've ever eaten. Did you like the pizza, child? Child of mine says, it was fine. And I could have kept going with the pizza, and then I'm like, why am I eating this pizza? I ate dinner. I'm not hungry. It's just there. I don't need to eat this. So I stopped with the pizza. So we did get to bowl, and so that was fun too. And that was a little bit gamified as well.
It's a game.
Yeah, but even and I was telling the daughter of my friend, I said, back in the olden days when I used to go bowling with my mom back in the 70s, the scoring wasn't automatic.
And she said you were alive in the 70s?
The scoring wasn't automatic. We had these clear plastic sheets with scoring pad on it. And it was you could put it on the glass and it would project up on the screen, and you could write with a grease pen your score, and you had to know which to add and how many frames and how many to add back to and you really had to know the scoring and the whole thing. And today you don't, you just bowl and it tells you your score. And they thought that was crazy talk. But yeah, so we got some more exercise in with the Topgolf and with the bowling, and we went out to dinner for my birthday last night with our girls, because they won't be here. One of them won't be here on Wednesday, which is actually my birthday. So we had a nice time.
She told you it was her birthday month. So.
It is. It is. So we celebrated last night, and then I guess we'll have to celebrate again on my actual day of birth.
And what are we going to do for your birthday in the morning?
I like donuts, so I think we'll have donuts. Usually it's birthday cake for breakfast, but...
So Lorraine's family tradition is to have birthday cake for breakfast.
Yeah.
I married her, and she was like, doesn't everybody eat birthday cake for breakfast?
I thought everybody
First
did
I've
that.
heard of it.
No. You want to start the day off with that sugary birthday cake. It just, puts your whole day in motion. So we probably won't do that this year.
And I don't even really like cake, so it didn't matter to me.
Crazy, right? Who doesn't like cake?
Well, I've never liked frosting, or it's that whole soft, sickly sweet
all
thing.
My favorite things. So.
You love it, I know.
Yeah, now we did have a dessert last night. They brought us, they didn't bring us, we ordered. It was like a chocolate babka bread with some ice cream on it and some Nutella. Delicious. And then we also had a cheesecake with what was that stuff on the top?
Oh, it's liquid.
It looks like the cafe.
It was canave, which is shredded phyllo.
Which looked like something that my grandmother, who was from Greece, used to make. And I remember thinking that looked like something I didn't like that she used to make. But I tasted it; it was pretty good. So that was what we did this week. I got in a few workouts in the gym. I went to a different class. I went to a noon dance aerobics class that I really like, but it's really hard to go at noon if we work from home, so I can go, if we don't have a call or anything, I can pretty much go any time of day. So it was daylight savings time started, and that messes me up for a couple days with that 1 hour difference. So I had slept late. I missed my class. So I said, well, I'll go at noon. And it was a really good class, and I liked that instructor a lot. And at the end of it, she kind of like said something about the baby or her stomach or something. And I said, "Are you pregnant?" And she said, "Yeah." She's like 15 weeks or 17 weeks or something. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I can't get too into this class because this girl is not going to be teaching this in about 5 weeks."
No.
This
She's
is
got
like
better things to do.
Jumping around, going down on the floor, doing burpees, getting back up, like, doing more stuff. And so I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to get too into this one. But it was good. And I also did my step aerobics class this week. And did I do anything else? I don't remember. Anyway.
So that's that.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys have been following along, lots of big Mochi news this past week. We reported Friday that Washington State had given their pharmacy, Akita, a stop order to stop making, distributing, the whole 9 yards. You can go watch. We actually read it in the live we did on Friday, and then we ended the live, and shortly thereafter we got a email from Mochi. Now, it wasn't just to us, it was to everybody at Mochi, so it's, yeah.
Well, the email I got was from our Mochi rep, but that information was also pushed out to all Mochi users
to everything.
through the portal.
That basically came back and said, we're taking care of it. We're going to push all of the prescriptions to other pharmacies. So the struggle has been the last few days, and you guys know, I mean, this all kind of blew up on Reddit and TikTok, and there's conspiracy theories, and there's all this stuff going around, right? And you guys know us. We try not to sensationalize. We try not to come at you with things we don't know specifically. So today, what I will tell you is we're concerned by the entire thing. Okay. First and foremost, patient safety has to be the priority for everyone.
Right.
Whether it's Mochi, Akita, doesn't matter. Patient safety has to be the priority. They should be meeting or exceeding the regulations that are applied to them. With the scrutiny that is happening with compounding pharmacies today, they should be best in class. Period. Okay. There's no argument there. I'm not going to debate over anything else like that. Second, we now understand that the CEO, Myra Ahmad, is also the president of Akita Pharmacy. So if you remember, Laraine did a interview while we were in San Francisco with Myra, and Myra, I think, answered the question that she was asked.
I asked, does Mochi own Akita Pharmacy? And the answer was, they're our partner pharmacy. We're partners. I said, okay. And I left it at that and moved right along.
I think technically it was a correct answer. I do think it was not a complete answer, and it concerns us that there was not a complete answer. I have since, all that was published on Reddit and stuff, so I have since gone back and confirmed through the state of Washington and looked at the court, not the court, but at the state's documents on the business registration and the pharmacy registration. So indeed, Myra's name is there. It's interesting to me because honestly, if she had said, hey, yeah, we own both of them, we're vertically integrated, it helps us with X, Y, and Z, that would be fine. So I don't really understand what's going on there. We're not going to comment a whole lot today beyond that. What I will tell you is we will reach out. Remember, we haven't even had another business day since Friday, right? All that blew up yesterday, and we've got like 15 people on in the comments going, "You've sold out," and
Well, and we didn't even get the response from Mochi until almost 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. So now we're sitting here today on Sunday, 2 days later. So.
And yesterday we spent the day with the girls, and we went to dinner, and we did our stuff. I know you guys think all I have to do is this, but we have a real life out there.
Well, and we know what the stop order from Washington, the Washington State Agency, said. And we reported on that on our live news.
Correct.
And then we got the response from Mochi, and we reported on that also on a second live news. That's all. That's all the information that we had up to that point. Christopher did some digging and found the connection between Dr. Myra.
Well, after a Reddit post, yeah.
After he saw it on Reddit, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
So That's all the information that we have. It's concerning. I want to, I want to tell everyone what we know, and really that's all we know at this point.
Right.
All we know is what came out from the Washington State Agency and what Mochi has said.
So let's talk a little bit about, so obviously you guys know we have been sponsored by Mochi for the last few months. What does that actually mean? So do we make money from Mochi? Yes, we do make money from Mochi. What that means is they pay us a fee, just like every other YouTuber, TikToker, to mention them. Okay, they do not control anything we say. They do not review anything we say. They will not see this before it goes live, so they'll be surprised if they watch it too.
They probably won't even watch it.
Yeah, they probably won't even watch it.
And we don't have any, and then conversely, we don't have any impact on what Mochi does. So people write into me or comment or, want to tell me what they don't like about Mochi or some customer service issues they've had and whatnot. And I'll be glad to tell you, call them on the 24/7 customer service number. But beyond that, I don't have any, my feedback does not, I don't have any way to give them customer service feedback. I can mention it to my marketing rep, my marketing manager. But beyond that, we don't have any control over what happens there or what they do. So I just kind of wanted to, and people love to tell us, all the things that have happened.
That is what we know today. Okay, if we find out more, we will come back. The goal is to be as truthful and transparent with you guys as possible. We believe Mochi should be as truthful and transparent with everyone as possible as well. We believe every compounding pharmacy should adhere to every regulation and move beyond those regulations and be the standards of the industry. Patient health, patient safety should be paramount, period. I'll say that 100 times.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just the number one most important thing is safety.
So we'll actually reach out to Mochi tomorrow, the first business day after this, and invite Myra to come back on the show and see if we can ask her some of these questions. Now we know the right questions to ask. To be quite frank, if I had known the questions to ask, Laraine would have asked them in the last interview. We didn't know those questions to ask.
I mean, we're not we're not journalists, right? We're just two people that lost weight on this medication, and we're learning things all the time. We're learning new things every week on this GLP-1 journey. We've been doing this channel now for just about a year, and we thank everyone who has liked and subscribed to our channel. We hope you will continue to like, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But it's been a learning experience for us doing this and talking to different people about their weight loss journeys. And it's, my goal of this channel was to always tell people about GLP-1s, because I feel like a lot of people still don't know about them. I feel like a lot of people still struggle to understand what they are. And they've just worked so well for us that I wanted to tell everyone about it.
And I think I said this on the live the other night, but we're not loyal to any brand, to any manufacturer, to any telehealth provider, to any compounding pharmacy, to any of those folks. What we believe is that the medical treatment of the disease of obesity is important, and it's something that we need to continue to do and we want to continue to talk about.
Right.
Okay. Period. If that means Mochi can get their ducks in a row and we can continue to do something with them, maybe we will, maybe we don't. I don't know. That's an evaluation. If that means we talk about Eli Lilly, we talk about Pfizer, we talk about whoever's next, that's what we'll do. But it's about continuing our healthcare journey and helping you guys with yours.
Right. So, I mean, this is week 75 for us. So we're definitely in this for the long haul. We'll be in it, for the foreseeable future and beyond. So
I don't plan on ever stopping this medication.
I don't plan on ever stopping. Right. Obesity is a disease, and these medications, these GLP-1s and GIPs, are tools in the treatment of the disease of obesity.
So we don't know what's going to happen with Mochi, honestly. We're very concerned, and it's something we're going to continue to follow up. And when we find out something, we will tell you guys. If we make a different decision about what we're doing, we will tell you guys.
I did mention Friday on the live that I had a reorder pending for a 3-month supply. Well, that got moved to a 1-month supply, and I haven't been charged yet. So I've sent a couple messages asking them what's happening with that. And I see some other people commenting that they have been told a different pharmacy where their medicine will now come from. So I'll keep you posted on the status of my reorder as well.
Okay. So that certainly doesn't answer all the questions. There's a lot of outstanding questions out there. But we're going to keep trying to figure it out, and we'll let you know if we do. All right, so that is us for today. That's our weekly weigh-in. The big news, not Mochi. The big news is I am down 101.4 pounds, okay?
That is the big news.
Or the smaller news in this case.
The smaller news.
Smaller news in this case.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, so that is us for today. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And we are the Downsized. We'll see you next time.